Hello, how are you all? It's a nice, bright, sunny day here in Oregon. Well, at least near Portland. It's almost spring break, and I thought I'd do a quick video on some of the things that I've been working on and a couple of experiments that I tried, and I thought I'd just catch you up to date on what I've done so far. So if you remember, a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I can't remember now, I had done a Zorn palette where I decided to try to paint some flesh using a limited palette, so using 4 colors. And I finished those figures. So let's just see if I can get this into focus here. There we go. Let's see here. Playing with a new camera angle too here. So this is what I was able to accomplish with the Zorn palette. I think my shadows are a little bit too dark for what it is, and I think there's a little bit of an imbalance in the highlights as well. I can get a little better light on this here. Hold on, let's adjust here a little bit. All right. I know this wasn't the figure I had started with. I'll show you that one in a second. But essentially, it's kind of what I ended up with here. See if it comes into focus a little bit better. Okay. Alright. There's that one. Again, I'm trying a new camera angle. It's actually kind of in front of me this time instead of off to the side. So I'm going to try that, see how that works. Here's the figure that I actually showed in the other video 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, whatever it's been. So, again, I think the shadows are just a little bit too deep. I think the coloring is just off. So we'll keep practicing. That's what this is all about. Just kind of show you, you know, what I've done, and I don't mind saying that I make mistakes. All right. Now, on to something new. Again with the limited palette, and I will show some stills of this at the end of the video, but I took the limited palette and I ended up creating a series of mixes using the limited palette to paint a couple of figures with. So this was the first one. See if we can get it into focus here. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. It ought to work. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. So I painted this entire figure using the Zorn limited palette. So all the colors that are on this figure came from that, or at least on the uniform. The hair and the flesh were done with acrylics a few months ago when I was playing around with that, just trying to figure out what I like. So I finished this up last night. so it's still a little wet. Essentially, I did a series of glazes over a black and white primed figure. And I'll put up some stills of this at the end as well so you can see that. So there's that. And I also did this one. We can get it into focus. Again, using the same palette and essentially the same color mixes that I had before. This one, the hair, I actually did with Little Burnt Sienna. And I applied it and then brushed some of it off just to give it some depth and highlights with it. And I thought that actually turned out pretty well. So that's what I've been working on just over the last week or so. Again, I'll post some just stills of my progress with these two figures. And then a little bit of a story behind this next one. I was watching YouTube and I came across a video of someone painting a portrait using a monochromatic style of painting, so one color, and they used raw umber. And they were essentially painting from scratch. They had a photo of their subject and then they were painting on a white canvas and painting their subject. I said, whoa, it was late at night and I went, hey, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to try it. So I did. Let's see if I can get this into focus here. So I did. I took one of the 1/16 scale Verlinden heads that I had and I painted all of this using nothing but raw umber. So everything you see here was just painted with raw umber. And I did this last night. One thing I would change if I do this again is to just use a white primed figure. This one had been primed using black and then an overspray of white. I think it was the contrasts were a little bit too much for what I was doing with it. I think over just a white primed figure, this will probably turn out a little bit better. But I just thought I'd show you what I was able to accomplish just using one color. And having never done this before, I think it turned out okay. I'm definitely going to try this again just because I can. And yeah, so I was just kind of happy with the results with that. And that's about all I have for today. Like I said, just a quick, short video. I do want to say thank you to Kurt over at the Analog Painting Challenge and his blog that goes along with it. I had a great time doing that. I was able to amass 1,000 points painting, mostly with 10mm figures, although there were some 28s and one 1/16 scale figure that I had painted. But the majority of the points all came from my 10mm War of Spanish Succession troops. And I had a blast. I was actually very surprised at the number of figures that I was able to crank out in the 3 months that challenge was going on. And I'm looking forward to doing it next year. Not knowing what I would be able to do, I had set a limit of about 500 points for myself, and I was able to get over 1,000. So I was very happy with my results. Again, not much else. There probably will not be a video next week. It's spring break. We'll be busy. My daughter's off from school, so I'll talk to you all, and I'll have something up in about 2 weeks' time. Everybody have a great time. Please like the video, subscribe, and if you have any comments about anything that I've shown you, please leave them in the comments or send me an email through YouTube, and I will answer you. Everybody have a great day. Bye.